The first night in the cabin, they laughed at the silence. It was the kind of silence you only get deep in the woods, thick, swallowing, as if the world had been packed in snow. The four of them had driven 6 hours to reach the place, a forgotten rental cabin tucked along the edge of Appalachian Mountains forest land. No Wi-Fi, no cell service, just trees and a narrow dirt road that felt like it didn't want to be found. Maya loved it immediately. "This," she said, spreading her arms, "is how horror movies start." Ethan rolled his eyes, "And this is where nothing happens." They unloaded bags, stacked firewood, lit lanterns. The cabin smelled faintly of damp pine and something older underneath, like the inside of a long-closed closet. It was around midnight when they heard the first knock. Not at the door, under the floor. A slow, deliberate thud. They froze. Directly beneath the living room. Luis let out a breathy laugh. "Raccoon, big one." The third thud scraped, like something dragging claws across wood. They didn't check. They turned the music up instead. Oh, the next morning, the forest looked normal again. Sunlight cut through branches. Birds sang. Whatever had been under the cabin was gone. But the ground around the foundation was wrong. The soil had been churned, clawed open, not dug like an animal searching for food. Scraped, as if something had been trying to get out. "Get out of what?" Sophie whispered. No one answered. They found something else, too. Footprints. They circled the cabin in uneven patterns. Long impressions, vaguely human, but too long. The toes were wrong. Too many joints, as if a hand had learned to walk. Ethan crouched beside one. "It's a prank. Has to be." "Who would come all the way out here to prank us?" Maya asked. That's when they noticed the second set of tracks. Those were theirs, leading from the dirt road. But none of them remembered walking that way. They tried to leave before sunset. The car wouldn't start. Luis popped the hood. The engine looked intact. The battery cables had been neatly removed and set on the windshield. Not ripped, not chewed. Removed. And placed where they'd see them. "Okay," Ethan said quietly. "That's not funny." They went back inside. That's when they saw the door to the basement. Open. None of them had opened it. A smell rolled up from below. Earthy, metallic. Maya felt something tighten in her chest. "We didn't even know there was a basement. There hadn't been one listed in the rental description." Luis grabbed a flashlight. "I'll check." "No," Sophie snapped. "We stay together." The beam cut down into darkness. Wooden stairs descended into a cramped dirt cellar. And there in the far corner was something that made all of them stop breathing. 4 sleeping bags, laid out carefully. Their sleeping bags. The ones from their bedrooms upstairs. The creature made its first real appearance that night. They had barricaded the doors, pushed the couch against the front entrance, covered the windows. Around 2:13 a.m., the scratching began again, this time on the walls. Slow, methodical, moving around the cabin in a circle. Scratch. Pause. Scratch. Pause. It stopped at the back window. They could hear it breathing. Close. Then, a voice. Maya's voice. "Guys," it called softly from outside. "Open the door." I locked myself out. Maya was standing right there beside them. No one moved. The voice outside shifted, slightly wrong now. Too many teeth in the smile behind it. "Open the door." The window glass fogged. From the outside, something pressed its face against the pane. It had Maya's eyes, but they blinked sideways. The lights went out. They survived the night by staying in the center of the living room, backs pressed together, knives shaking in their hands. Every hour, the creature tried something new. Luis's laugh from the kitchen, Ethan crying from upstairs, Sophie screaming from the basement. It never broke in. It never forced its way through. It only tested, like it was learning. Just before dawn, there was one final sound, The basement stairs creaking. Up, up, up. They held their breath. The handle to the basement door turned slowly. It didn't open, because Ethan had nailed it shut. The creature exhaled, and then it spoke in a voice none of them recognized. Not ready yet. Silence. The sunlight broke through the windows. The woods were still. The scratches on the walls were gone. The footprints were gone. The basement door was intact. They ran outside. The car started immediately. The dirt road was clear. They drove without speaking until they reached the highway. Only when cell service returned did they breathe normally again. They made it. They survived. 3 days later, Maya got a voicemail from an unknown number. It was her own voice, soft, whispering, "I'm ready now." Behind the whisper, faint and distant, she could hear scratching. Not on wood, on glass. She turned slowly toward her bedroom window. Condensation there wasn't from the cold. It was from breathing, from the outside. And the shape pressed against the glass had 4 faces, all of them theirs, waiting to be let in. Authorities later searched the cabin. They found no basement, no claw marks, no signs of disturbance. Just 4 sleeping bags laid neatly in the center of the living room floor, and 4 sets of footprints leading into the woods, but none leading back out.